There's so many people out there in the water. I was on camera. I'm not gonna say on camera what's on my seat. Yeah, the same as this. Any automatic official? Right, I got you. Official. I can drink water. You can drink your water. They're all gonna drink. Then Richie will win after you figure disqualified. I'm gonna play it safe and not drink my water. Richie, okay. What's that? Richie have a crossbar? I think he made it. Yeah. Okay. We've got our top three finishers from today's 82nd running of the Daytona 200 at Daytona International Speedway. Our winner, Josh Herrin, second place, Tyler Scott, and third place, Hayden Gillim. We're going to talk to Hayden and then let him get out of here because he's, the weather holds up. He's got a King of the Baggers race. So, Hayden, this is your first Daytona podium. And it looked to me like early on you made some mistakes that sort of dropped you from the lead draft. Is that the case?
Yeah, I felt good. I was just kind of chilling in the back of the group, just hanging out, and like halfway through the first stint, a couple guys came by me going into the chicane and kind of came across me towards the wall, and I had to kind of avoid them and ended up having to go through the chicane and the hay bales, and luckily came out with Hayes and I think one of the yard guys, and was able to kind of get going again, but was only able to run the pace that these guys were going, so I wasn't losing a ton of time, but I had lost a bunch of my mistakes. And we had a couple really, really, really good pit stops, and was able to make some time up. And every time Bobby would get away from me, I'd make it up in the pits and be right back on him. And and then the last couple laps, I was kind of by myself, and then Bobby caught up to me, and I thought we were fighting for fourth place, so I was kind of ready for the race to be over. I was just hanging out, and I let him go by. I kind of just played with the draft of the line to make sure I could get there, and then the last lap went. He made a little mistake on the infield, and so I pushed and came across the line, looked at the scoreboard, was in third. So it was a lot of luck. I think the crew, having the Vesrah Racing guys come back into this and put a bike out there for me and being able to wear the pink and yellow for them was pretty special. And to be able to put it on the box for those guys was awesome. One up from last year with fourth last year, and I wish I wouldn't have made those mistakes and could have tried to at least be a little bit closer to these guys, but that's all right. This is only my third 200, so I'm good with it. Slow progress.
You're ahead of the game. You can leave if you want. You need to. Thank you. And congrats. Second place today is Tyler Scott. He was our pole sitter going into the 200. I think he had a pretty long day, but ended up with a pretty good result.
Yeah, the race was good. Got a decent start. Made a big mistake coming across the start finish the one lap. I went really sideways. Maybe it's because there were so many people around drafting, and it kind of put me at the back of the lead group there. A little bit later in the race, I kind of lost Richie's draft, and I feel like that would help me to stay close. And most of the race, I was just riding by myself. Rode with Bobby Fong before the one pit stop there. It was good, and the pit stops we were really clean, no issues, and just rode by myself and third the whole race. And unfortunately for Richie, he ran out of gas, but we secured second.
Did you see him up ahead and know that's what was going on?
I saw him coming out on the banking.
here today. Josh Herrin for the third time. He waited 13 years between the first two and only 363 days between the second and the third. So congratulations. You also became the sixth three-time winner in Daytona 200 history. There's some pretty cool names in there like Matt Aladdin and Kenny Roberts. So not a bad club to be a part of. From watching your race, I mean, it seemed perfect. That on the track part, the pit stop, it was a pretty immaculate race. Is that accurate, or was there other stuff going on we don't know about?
Yeah, that was two dream pit stops. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have much faith in my team going into the race after the pit stop challenge yesterday, and some of the practice we did yesterday, I was nervous. But they impressed me, and I owe an apology for doubting them for sure. They've been working super hard this week to make everything as perfect as they can, and that was as close to perfect as we could have gotten, and I owe the entire race to those guys for doing those two amazing pit stops. And to have my teammate Loris Baz doing the fuel, I don't know when the last time that happened, when your teammate in a MotoGP podium finisher was a fuel guy in 200, so that was it was cool to see. I don't know if it was the first pit stop. It was the second pit stop when I was by myself. I ran out of fuel entering the pits. And the bike was just sputtering all the way. I had to have lost 2-3 seconds for the sputtering, because it happened before I got to pit lane. And I was scared. At some point during the second stint, my pit board guy, who it was his first ever time, I think, doing my pit board, decided to switch the numbers from white numbers to green numbers. And I cannot see the green numbers. That's been like a thing the last 2 years on this team, is don't use green numbers with me. For some reason, the green numbers came out, and I thought the whole time it was a different guy in front of my guy. So I literally had no idea when to come in, other than the last lap. I told the guys this week before the race, let's add something to the pit board. So we added another piece of the kind of plastic cardboard, and we put my smiley face on top of it, so it was a little bit different when they threw the inboard than all the others, and that was the only reason I saw my inboard. So for whatever reason I thought of that, I'm super happy that we were able to get it done. They didn't do it until today after the first practice, so it was like last second, and without that we would have been screwed. So a lot of drama for me, even though it seemed like there wasn't. But that was a dream finish. I don't remember what the finish was like in 2010 when I won, but it was a little bit of a gap. I don't know how big. But it's hard doing 30 plus laps, 40 laps by yourself, and trying to stay focused and thinking about fuel, because right before the race, my crew chief said, hey, don't lead the race. I'm too nervous about the fuel. Do not lead the race. And I ended up in a position where I'm leading the last 2 stints. So we got lucky, I think, and I owe it all to my team, Ducati USA, Ducati Corsa, for putting me on an amazing motorcycle for the last 3 years. Warhorse Racing, HSBK Racing.com. I'm so bummed that we weren't able to run OnlyFans on the bike. It is what it is, and at least I got to run my helmet, so I'm happy that I got to support them, because that's 3 years in a row that we've had OnlyFans on the helmet. 3 Daytona pole positions, 2 wins, and countless laps led. So I feel like they're a little bit of good luck. So thank you to Dylan and everybody there for their support. Thank you to my family. And I'm just so happy to be up here. So thank you.
Your memory is probably better than mine since you were actually in the race. But was the 2010 did it go flag to flag, or did it have a red flag at any point?
I think it went flag to flag, yeah. And last year, I guess we did have I don't know what the lead was, but we had a big lead. And so I'm just so lucky. This is such a lucky race. It's a lot of preparation, a lot of hard work, a lot of not giving up, but it's 90% luck, I think. And I'm sure you saw that today with a lot of guys running out of fuel, crash and get taken out, mechanicals, pit stops not going the right way, and there's so many variables. And in a normal sprint race for us, it's 20 laps. It's one time a year for us. So experience definitely comes into play. I don't know how many Daytona 200s I've won, but I've gotten my butt kicked countless times, and now as a veteran of the sport, I'm getting some wins, so it feels good. And like I said, I owe it all to my team, so thank you to them.
After the last pit stop, were you aware that Richie was up to 5 seconds, or you had no clue because of the board?
Oh yeah. The last pit stop, he switched back to white for some reason. I think he ran out of letters or something. I'm not really sure numbers in the second one, but thank God he went back to white numbers so I could see it. And I was getting nervous because I was thinking, okay, I ran out of gas in the second stint, so I need to, if I have a lead right now, the last 3 laps, 4 laps need to be like 3/4 buckle and thinking somehow. So I was trying my hardest to get as big of a gap as I could, and I gained some, lose some. The lappers were insane. I mean, so many of them got out of the way, but so many of them almost caused a lot of accidents. And like I said, it's a lot of luck involved. So, yeah.
Okay, any questions?
Josh Herrin, this isn't a question, it's more of a statement. So that's 3 Daytona 200 wins for you, and you join a group of guys that includes Kenny Roberts and Matt Mladen. So that's a pretty good group of guys to be part of. Good job.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's it's always been a dream of mine. Growing up seeing Duhamel, I don't know how many we had, 5. Yeah, 5 wins. Danny has got 4 of them. Brandon's got the 2 right before me, and it's definitely a goal of mine to have as many as many wins here as I can. I am bummed that now you have to. Somehow we'll be donating to get my spot out on the beach at a statue because that's something that I've always wanted, and I see my heroes out there, and at some point it wasn't to the winner anymore, it was to whoever donated, and I was bummed because I felt weird to put my own thing there. So if any of my sponsors hear this, I'd be stoked if somebody did that because it's something I've wanted since I was 18 years old, and I'd love to have my name in history here. So yeah, thanks to Daytona. They invited me out to the Daytona 500 this year, and I wasn't able to make it. And it's definitely something I'll be doing next year, and being able to see my name or my photo on the bridge coming through the track, it's special. This place has always had a special spot in my heart, and I'll always come here no matter what team I'm on. I'll do whatever I can to come and race this. So, and it's so good to see all the international riders coming to do this. I mean, huge props to Moto America for making this thing big again, and seeing guys like Peter Hickman and the York guys, and just all these guys that are coming. It shows that they're doing a good job with the series, and I'm proud to be here.
Anybody else?
Yeah, he had a question. But he wrote a shot. So he said that for kids like himself, aspiring to be riders, what advice or what suggestions do you have to give them? A message for kids.
Just never give up. I mean, I know that that's a message that everybody says, but I mean, it's always. I've had a lot of setbacks in my career, as every rider does, and it's always just pushing through and trying even harder the next time. So that's the only advice that I really could do is never give up, and to the dad, be a good dad.
He said thank you.
Okay, thanks everybody. Thanks guys. Pass out. Right?